What's going on, world? Welcome back to another episode of the InLove with Words podcast, where we work to eliminate the negative stereotypes that are commonly associated with hip hop, and while also acknowledging the value and impact its lyrics have on society. I am your host, Chris D. I'd like to welcome y'all to this podcast. If it's a return visit, appreciate the comeback. If it's your first time, hopefully you'll have another return visit, and you'll be back. But either way it goes, I definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in, for clicking on the button and putting y'all ears and eyes, on whatever it is I'm about to bring to you. Our topic for today, just before we go into everything, my topic of today is something that everybody, I don't care who you are, where you from, what your nationality is, what your political beliefs are. Everybody has faced it to some degree or level. Every man, woman, and child. And it's the topic of stress. They call stress the silent killer. It sneaks up on you if you don't deal with it appropriately. So the song that we're going into today definitely looks into how stress can affect you, why it is necessary to address your stress, and what can benefit from having that release and being able to let go of that stress that you have. So, with that being said, our song is appropriately titled. The name of this song is Stressed. It comes from an artist who's been on the scene for a minute. Man, I can't even put a finger on when I first heard him. Had to be maybe 5 or 6 years ago, maybe a little bit longer than that. But his name really started. I kept hearing this buzz in my ear from other people, other hip hop heads that, like, man, check this up and coming dude out. He got something with him. And then maybe about 2018, 2019, I was listening to something, and me being from Houston, I heard Bun B. Yeah, it was Bun B talking, and he was like, yeah, be on the lookout for this dude. He the truth. He's something to be reckoned with. And I was like, okay. So I started paying attention a little bit more, man. And as he evolved in his career and evolved in, his musical abilities, I was like, okay, all right. I when I needed that vibe that he brought, I tapped into him. So the guy that we are going to be dissecting, well, not even him, just the song that he produced that we're going to be dissecting. Like I said, the name of that, excuse me, the name of that song is Stressed, and it goes by, and I hope I'm saying his name right because it's spelled one way, and I know some people that say it, but anyway, I'm gonna just say it. His name is Damon or Damon Price. Uh, y'all may know him as Conway the Machine or The Machine. Man, like I said, anybody who's listening to this dude, he comes from a point of view that can really grasp you and pull you in and make you really feel the story. And definitely did that in this song here. Like I said, the song is called Stress, and it came off of his album that he put out this year, called God Don't Make Mistakes. That came out in February 25th of this year, 2022. And man, he poured a lot into not only this song but this album, man. He had a lot of energy that went into this that was like, man, all right, let me hear what this guy got to say, because he really meaning something. He really saying something. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the actual lyrics. We're going to be reading from the second verse of this song, where, once you hear the words, you be like, man, if that don't cause you stress, man, you are not human. You are inhuman. But yeah, so let's go into these words, and then we'll break down our topic of the day: stress. The bullshit in life, everybody go through that, but it's a lesson in it all. You gotta grow through that. I was down bad and broke, but I wrote through that. Felt my problems would go away if I could blow through rap. Dutch master, smoked a whole 2 packs. This kind of stress, I wouldn't want my worst enemy to go through that. My cousin, he took a cord and put his throat through that. I wish I had a chance to tell a nigga, don't do that. Niggas don't understand depression is real. People stressing about real life shit, you stressing your bills. Not too long after my cousin hung himself, I never told nobody, but I lost a son myself. Imagine being in the hospital holding your dead baby and he looked just like you trying to keep from going crazy. That's why I drink a bottle daily for all the shit I keep bottled lately. Do anybody care that I'm stressed? Most of my homies died, the rest of them doing time, and do anybody care that I'm stressed? I don't come around, so I guess it's out of sight, out of mind, but do anybody care that I'm stressed? Everybody got their hand out asking me for shit, but do anybody care that I'm stressed? Do anybody care? Does anybody care that I'm stressed? So, as we go into those lyrics and really just break it down, we can clearly see, you know, stress. Everything that he mentioned in that verse, and that's just, like I said, one verse of the song, but everything that Conway mentioned in that song and in that verse clearly would create stress. But I think we tend to get stress confused as just looking like what we hear in that song. And it has to be something to the extreme or something drastic to create stress. And that's just not the case. You know, you don't know what people are going through and what they're holding on to mentally. And so as we go into this topic of stress, let's look at what the actual definition of the word is, you know, as what is placed in the dictionary. So when you look up the word stress, it definitely has multiple meanings. But the primary definition is this: stress is a state of mental or emotional strain or tension resulting from adverse or very demanding circumstances. So I mean that can range so broad just depending on the person and what you decide, what you think is demanding in your life. One thing that I might think is demanding may not be demanding for you. That might be a breeze for you. So when you look at the topic of stress, you have to really kind of see what extra weight are you putting on that. When I hear the definition, that is what I look at as stress. It's like, what extra are you taking on that's just too heavy of a burden for you to carry without some assistance or without taking a break. But they call it the silent killer because of that exact reason, because it varies so much between people and you don't know what is going to stress you out. And some people, many people, don't even realize that they're under stress because they've either been under it so long or they're so caught up in whatever it is that's creating that stress. And sometimes it can't even get eliminated. It might be a family member that you live with. It may be your job. So it's not an immediate fixer. I don't even want to say fixer, but it's not something that you can just immediately shut off sometimes. And sometimes stress is just fully a part of your life. So you have to look at ways to manage this stress because life is going to continue to happen. Life is going to be life every single day that you wake up. That is what life does. It bees life. You know, I know that might be improper English, but life is life. So every day you wake up, it's a 50-50 chance that you're going to experience some good, you're going to experience some bad in multiple situations. Every day has a little bit of both of those components wrapped up in it. And if you don't deal with enough of that bad that comes, that stress that could build on you, it can lead to heart attack. It can lead to pain, body aches, headaches, all types of things that people experience when they're going under stress. Because, as it says in the definition, it's a mental or emotional strain. And when you're straining something, you're pushing it to its limits. You're pushing it to its full capacity. So, yeah, we can take some bad things and bad experiences that happen with us. But if they continue to go on and on and on and on, it's going to create that strain, that barrier that prevents you from maintaining your peace. So how do we deal with stress? I mean, once again, it varies. You know, we are humans. We are individuals. We are our own unique creation. You know, we didn't, of course, create ourselves, but we are created uniquely. Is basically what I'm trying to say. So how you deal with stress is so wide range. Some people deal with their stress by going to the gym. Some people go to therapy. Some people actually go see a counselor. Some people choose to sit down and meditate. Um, some people go out to sporting events or take a day to the beach. So it's really about finding what self care means to you and what it takes for you to be brought back to your balance. Because if you don't, as I said, deal with that stress, it's gonna put a strain on you. And if you think about, when I think of stress, and especially after reading this definition and hearing, that it's an emotional or mental strain, I think of a rubber band, and you can pull and pull and pull and pull a rubber band, and it'll come back. It'll eventually come back to its original state, but you gotta let it go a little bit in order for it to get to its original state. If you keep pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling that rubber band, one day it's going to eventually pop. And I don't know if you've ever seen a pop rubber band. You can't put that back together just quite. You can probably staple it together, uh, tape it together or something, but it's never going to be quite right. And even before that rubber band even pops, with the stretching and tension that it goes through, even when it comes back to its original state, it's not going to be completely 100% in the original state that it started off in. It's going to shift a little. It might be a tenth of an inch or a centimeter or whatever, but it's not going to go fully back to its original state. And that's how we are in life. We have our experiences, and they shape who we are. And the stress that we endure from some of these experiences, it's not now that we've had this moment, now that we've had these experiences, we're not gonna immediately pop back to the person, because we now have new knowledge of how to address things, how to move forward. But with the stress component, when that stress, you can feel it when that stress is starting to get too much. Like I said, you have to learn to listen to your body. Something that when they say feel it in your gut, sometimes it could be in your gut. You could have tightness, you could have tension. So you have to find a way to, first of all, recognize that you're stressed. So that's the key thing, is listening to, like I said, listen to your body. See what it is that your body is telling you. If you're getting headaches frequently just out of nowhere, look at that and see what might be causing that. If you're having body aches and pain, if you're the most common area when it comes to body aches and pains, if I'm not mistaken, is the back area. You feel that tension in your back because your body is tensing up, and your spine supports you all day long. So if your body is tensing up from stress, it's going to be felt in those areas that are most used. And your back is used to do just about everything, from standing to sitting up straight to picking things up. You use your back daily. So people typically feel that pain and that stress in their back, in their shoulder areas. But listen to your body and know what it's saying to you. And then once you recognize, okay, yes, I am stressed, you now need to figure out, okay, what do I need to do to address this stress? If this is an immediate problem that I can eliminate, or if it's something like, let's look at a college student that is headed into midterms and has a couple of papers to get done, and they're kind of worried about their success on that and doing well on that. That stress is something that can possibly be eliminated. It's definitely, all stress is temporary, but that's something that can immediately be eliminated. You study, you got your end date, you get to your midterms, you're turning your papers, boom, you're beyond that. Some things not as difficult. You're in an abusive relationship. You're in a job that you've grown less fond of. It might be not so easy to fix that. So you have to, first of all, look, once you identify the stress, you have to then look at what's causing the stress, and how you plan on addressing that, and what can you do to get beyond that stress. And then once you do that, I think a key component, I don't know if you want to put it first or last, but it's very key, is that topic of self care. You know, what are you doing to take care of yourself before you even get to that overstressed point? Before you even get to that boundary, before you get to the pop, like the rubber band goes. So, what are you doing to kind of get your release, kind of let go of that tension? Are you exercising? Are you taking time out to just read a book for fun? Or you taking 30 minutes a day to watch your favorite show on whatever platform, whatever you watch? Are you taking a ride? Are you taking an hour and just going to rides? Let the windows down, let the music up, and kind of get in the zone. What are you doing? Because it's important. And what makes this song so important, stressed, is because if you watch the video for the song, it's him doing something that, especially as men, and then on top of that, black men do not do. And he's sitting on the couch with a therapist as he's, pushing out these lyrics of everything that he's going through, everything that he's stressed about. And the value of therapy is something that I really feel it's starting to get a little boom now, but I really feel that it's so underrated because not many people have that outlet where they can fully kind of be cathartic, get all of that out without somebody trying to interject or judge or explaining them XYZ what you need to do or what their opinion is. It is highly beneficial for especially our men. Now, speaking to my fellas out there, we have to get an outlet. And going to the gym is fine. Going at all these other things that I've mentioned that you can use as your outlet, as your stress handlers, perfect. But I think if you're at a high level of stress, it doesn't hurt to throw therapy or some type of counseling into that mix so that you can get that mental outlet to actually verbalize what it is that's bothering you and creating that stress. Because yes, we get that physical release out, but remember, stress is primarily mental. So if you don't have that mental release by getting those words out, then it may not always cure, or you might see a delay in your healing and stress. So, fellas, I'm saying this directly to y'all, to my black men: go seek therapy if needed. If you feel that it's so extreme and you just don't have anything that's giving you that outlet, go seek therapy. Just one session, 2 sessions maybe. Most people at your job, you have an EAP program or some type of program similar to that, employee assistance program, and they'll give you free sessions. You just have to find out what the parameters are for that with your job, but they will give you sessions. Some do maybe 3 sessions. Some will pay for 6 sessions. Some will pay for 8. It just depends on, like I said, what your company's policy is. Take advantage of that. Use that, and to figure out a way that can help you figure out a way to tap into some of the things that keep floating and circling in your head that creates that stress. Um, but I love this song. When I first heard it, when I heard the album, I was like, man, yeah, Conway, that dude. And then when I heard this song, man, I got a text thread with a few of my cousins. I sent it directly to them as soon as I heard it. It's like, yeah, y'all need to hear this. So y'all just go out there, make sure y'all are checking out the video or the song and listening to the full song and hearing these lyrics out. Y'all definitely continue to tap in. Check out the Instagram page. Check out the YouTube channel. If you're watching this, you own the YouTube channel, so go ahead and subscribe. Follow the Instagram page and see what I got going. But make sure, more than anything, that y'all are definitely taking care of your stress. You are finding ways to release it, um, so that you can free your mind, and find that peace, find that balance that you need in life in order to keep on going. So yeah, so with that being said, I want to say again, thank you all for tuning in to another episode. Appreciate y'all to tuning in to the In Love with Words podcast. We will be back again. Y'all just keep on tuning in. Until then, man, y'all be easy. Y'all be cool. Peace out.